You're listening to vNacelle Insights, where we bring you valuable information on accelerating business value, business transitions, employee engagement, visual process mapping, self-awareness, and entrepreneurial excellence.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Ledoux, and I'm the CEO and one of the founders of vNacelle. We're a consulting company that internationally helps people build roadmaps to success and then supports them in their journey. Today, what we're going to talk about is transition. So we're going to talk about business transition. Our focus is going to be on private business transition, and specifically, we're going to talk a little bit about families. The concepts that we're going to talk about also apply to employees. They apply to partners. So one partner leaving, other partner staying, business owner leaving, employee potentially buying in or taking over. So business transition, we like to think of business transition as a journey and not an event. And what we want is we want it to be a very rewarding journey. Now, at vNacelle, we take a different approach. We put people first, and that's our real theme. So we're not as interested in putting the tax first or any of the financial pieces first. We typically will put the people first. Now, included in that, of course, is all of the financial and all of the tax. However, by putting people first, we make major progress in helping this to be a fun and rewarding journey. People tend to get transition and succession mixed up, so they'll use those two words interchangeably. By definition, transition, that is the act of changing state. So I'm changing state from one thing to another, one task to another, potentially one role or position to another. Succession is the act of inheriting. Now, when I'm inheriting something, I'm engaging, I'm taking it on, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm responsible for my own behavior. So in order to have a successful transition, you must have successful succession if the role or the task is going to continue forward. Typically, again, business owners think of this journey as being a tough journey. And you know what? It is a really challenging journey. There are a lot of different moving parts and a lot of decisions to be made. But it's more fun when you can engage other people and you don't carry that burden around on your own and all by yourself. And as owners get older, what happens is they tend to get less risk tolerant. So typically, and you can think of when you were a kid, when you were a kid, you were running around, you fall down, you skin up your knees, you get up, you heal up, and you keep on going. As you get older, you're more afraid of that. It's not as easy to heal. Same thing happens when we get to where we have a business, because our runway's shorter. So all of a sudden, when we used to have years to get over a mistake, now we don't have years to get over a mistake, so we're a lot more careful. What we want to do is we want to put the odds in our favor of doing a good job. And so this journey concept is really important, because if I don't know what the future is going to hold, so there are a lot of moving parts. This is going to take a long time typically. It takes a long time to change behavior. It also takes a long time to transition knowledge and transition all the information and all the relationships and all the things that it takes to be a successful CEO and owner. So in our work, what we talk about is putting odds in my favor. I want the odds in my favor with a strategy of how to get there so that I can make good decisions along the way and I can include others. Let's talk about this being a journey and not an event. Many times owners don't create a strategy or what we call a roadmap for transition. And statistically, 80% of business owners do not have any type of a transition plan at all. So we call our transition quote unquote plan a roadmap because it's a journey. It's a journey where you're gonna go from where you are today to someplace that you want to be, and you're going to help people along the way do the same so that the business continues to thrive. Now, you're the glue that holds everything together. So behaviorally, typically you're the glue that keeps order, it keeps peace. People know how to behave. It's kind of like you're the matriarch or patriarch, right? If we do this, he or she is going to be pretty upset. So yeah, don't do that. But as soon as you're gone, and you can sometimes see that when you go on vacation, you know, there's a little bit different behavior going on while you're away. And then when you're back, you're the glue that holds everything together. So what we need to do is make it so that you're not the glue anymore, because you're not going to be around forever. Unfortunately, none of us are. But we're not going to be around forever to be that glue. So how do we fix that? As you walk forward and you think about transitioning and transitioning all of that information, you run into all kinds of dilemmas. And that's why this is so complicated from a person and a behavioral standpoint. So the definition of a dilemma is that we get something, no matter which direction we go, that we don't want. So dilemmas, typical dilemmas make us stuck. Typical dilemmas would be, who's going to be CEO? How am I fair to my kids? What will my employees, how will I be fair to them? How am I going to get my money out? How do I reduce taxes? How is all this timing going to go? And by the way, how am I going to be fulfilled? What am I going to do without this business? I've done it for so long. So we have so many moving parts, and we really don't have all the right answers. And again, in the journey, and the reason why we like the roadmap concept is we don't know the future. We don't know how long we're going to be around. We don't know our health. We don't know the economy. We don't know a lot of things. So we need some kind of a strategy that's going to help us get to where we want to go, where we can make decisions along the way. Transitioning well, it's probably the most important thing that you'll do in your entire career. And we know it's a risk, but so is just being in business. And so what we want to do is help you to put relationships first and make this a fun and rewarding journey, because the future actually is pretty exciting. Thank you for joining me. My name is Elizabeth Ledoux, and I'm CEO and founder of vNacelle. We'd love for you to reach out, and typically what we do is offer a 3/3 meeting. We call it a 3/3 meeting. Majority of it is about you. We tell you a little bit about us, and we give you some concepts along the way for you to use as you go forward. We'd love to have a 3/3 meeting with you. All you need to do is reach out and we'll get that scheduled. And then you can explore some new concepts in transitioning well.